Hello students, welcome to YouTube channel Vidya for Success. Dear students, in this video, let us study regarding data file handling. Dear students, earlier computers were doing lot of calculations in the field of scientific applications. But during those days, the volume of data was not that much big. They were handling few or a small amount of data and very little number of computations which can be handled on day-to-day basis. Nothing but every day when you start up the computer, you need to feed the data, then you have to process with those data, you'll be getting an output. Yes, every day this was the same affair. But present day computers are used to store large volumes of data. So when you are storing large volume of data, let us take the case of our pre-university board. The pre-university board will be having student related information, not only of one student, lakhs together. Take the case of LIC, take the case of railway, or else take the case of e-commerce industries like Flipkart, Amazon. So they will be dealing with lot of data. Is it possible in real life to feed data, these volume amount of data every day to our computer and to work? No, hardly possible. It's very impossible procedure. So we need a procedure, we need a programming where we can store data not in the RAM, that is temporary memory, but we have to store the data permanently, that is in a hard disk or any other storage medium, auxiliary storage medium, maybe a floppy drive, magnetic tape, whatever the things. But the data need to be stored permanently. So if you want to store data permanently, then we need to study the data file handling concept. So what was happening earlier, the program written by us will be just being there in the temporary memory for what is a temporary time, that is RAM. So as soon as the program is executed or else everything is done with the particular program, let us say you will be shutting down the system. Once the system is shut down, the content stored in the primary memory will be completely erased. So then what's the use of feeding the data? It's of no use. You will not be preserving any data for future use. So in case if you want to store the data for future use, then you need to preserve the data in files, and that too in a secondary storage medium, maybe hard disk, pen drive, floppy drive, whatever may be the thing, but you have to store the data permanently. So in this particular chapter, we are going to study how to write programs using which we can store data in a permanent storage memory. That too we will be considering here hard disk. So within the hard disk, we will be creating a file, and these files will be having data which are preserved permanently. Next, now in order to work with the files, we need to study one more important concept called a stream. So what is stream? Stream is nothing but sequence of byte. So if I want to send any information from my keyboard to the program, or from program to the hard disk, that is file, or else from file to my computer program, or my program to the display device, all these data, they will be moving just like a sequence of bytes, one after another, one after another. So what is stream? Sequence of bytes fed to our program or else moving out of our program is referred as a stream. So here in C++, all the input and output occurs in terms of streams. So what is stream? Nothing but a sequence of bytes. So there are two important operations concerned with the streams. As I told you earlier, the first operation is referred as input operation, another one is referred as output operation. What do you mean by input operation? Nothing but if the data flows from a device like keyboard, maybe you will be having a disk drive, external hard disk, maybe a network from an ATM center. If the data, if they are moving to the main memory, that is RAM, then this operation is called as input operation. So if sequence of bytes, if they are moving from keyboard, disk drives, computer networks to the main memory, then this operation is referred as input operation. Okay. On the other hand, if the bytes flow from main memory, from the primary memory, from the main memory, if they are moving towards display units, I mean to say monitor, or they may be moving towards printer or a disk drive or a network connection, etc., then this operation is termed as output operation. Okay. So at any point of time, in order to work with our program, we will be doing either input operation or output operation, anyone, or sometimes we will be using both. So if you want to feed data to our program or for our particular device or else main memory, then we will be accessing data from the user via keyboard or from any other device. So they will be moved to the main memory. So this particular operation is referred as input operation. On the contrary, if the data is moved out to a printer or a particular monitor, the disk drive, from the main memory, then this operation is referred as output operation. Okay, so we will be making use of two streams here. So in order to make the input operation, we will be using input stream. In order to perform the output operation, we will be using output stream. Next, now let us understand the basic input operation. Nothing but the programs what we have already written without using the file concept. How the procedure would happen. Let us go through them in detail. Let us say that for a particular program we are feeding data. Input operation is nothing but we are reading the data from the user via keyboard. So here the standard input device is keyboard. From the keyboard we are passing on certain input information to the program. So the program is present in RAM, that is primary memory. As we know, the content stored in primary memory is volatile in nature. As soon as you switch off the computer, the complete data will be erased. So what happens here? The information from the keyboard is moved on to the program which is present in the RAM. So how the information is moved? The information is moved in terms of stream. Okay, so data from the keyboard is moved in terms of stream to the program. So which particular operation we are performing here? We are inputting. We are performing the input operation. So that's why this particular stream is referred as input stream. Okay, so from the keyboard we are keying in certain characters. So these data need to be fed to my program in the RAM. So how I am moving these sequence of bytes? So I am moving them in terms of stream. So this particular stream is identified as an input stream. So what is input stream? The stream that supplies data to the program is referred as input stream. Nothing but what happens here? Here the data will be moved on to the program. The next one is what was the basic output operation? How it was performed? So again, once again, basic output means from the program data will be moved on to a monitor, that is a standard output device. So first of all we need to consider a program. Let us say it has generated a particular output. So the output need to be shown on the monitor. So for example, here the output shown is input number is 98, number is 98. This is the output that has been shown. But how the program can send data to the monitor? Once again in terms of stream. But which particular stream here we are making use? We are making use of output stream, because we are sending data to the output device. That's why we are making use of output stream. So what is an output stream? The stream that receives data from the program. From the program we are receiving data and it is passed on to a output device. Then this is known as output stream. Okay, so as I mentioned you earlier, what is stream? Stream is nothing but sequence of bytes. There are two types of stream: input stream, output stream. Added to that there is another stream called as error stream. Okay, in case if the program after execution or while execution, if there is any error that need to be notified. For example, in our computer our CD-ROM is not working properly, let us say, then that needs to be intimated to the user. So there is an error happened. It needs to be the information need to be passed on to the user. That can be done with the error stream. So there are usually three different types of streams: input stream, output stream, and error stream. Okay, so this was the basic input and operation which was carried out earlier without the help of file. In case if we have taken the help of file, then data would have preserved permanently. But since we are not taking the help of file, data will be completely lost as soon as the program is terminated or as soon as we shut down the system. Next, now let us study the stream class hierarchy. So what is stream? Stream is nothing but sequence of bytes. Nothing but it is one class in which all the data members, member functions, everything is completely defined. So the base class here, iOS is a base class, or also referred as the parent class here. From this base class, you can notice here all the different classes are derived, nothing but they are in these iStream, OStream and stream buffer. They have inherited some of the properties of iOS. So these streams, these classes, that is iStream, OStream, stream buffer and iOStream, these classes, they are used to work with ordinary programs, ordinary input and output, without making use of files. But instead, if you want to make use of files, then we have to consider these header files. Either it may be ifstream, fstream, ofstream, file buffer. So these header files will be used to work with files. So please notice here, in case if I want to output any of the contents onto the file, okay, in the hard disk, let us say that I am opening a file. In the file I want to preserve certain data, then I'll be using ofstream class. I'll be adding include ofstream.h header file. On the other hand, if I want to read something from the file to my program, then I'll be using ifstream header file, ifstream.h. So these classes, similarly ofstream, which will help me to simultaneously perform the input and output operation onto a particular file or from the file. So as you can notice here, these red lines they are indicating the inheritance, how the inheritance has happened. From the fstream base, we have inherited ifstream, fstream and ofstream. From the iOS parent class, we have inherited fstream base class. Even ifstream, for some of the properties, they are inherited from iStream. Same thing here also. The fstream properties or behavior, they are inherited, some of the inheritance has happened from iOStream. Same thing here also, ofstream has inherited some of the properties from OStream. So this is the hierarchy. So this is the parent class. From the parent class, there are too many derived classes. So we have here in some places we have used multi-level inheritance. Sometimes we have used multiple inheritance. Okay, but this is the way how classes are inherited in terms of streams. Now let us discuss about what are the different classes that are used for file handling and what does they convey. So the first one is file buffer. So what is the use of this class? If you add this particular header file to our program, so it sets the file buffers to read and write. So if I want to make a reading operation, or if I want to make a writing operation, so I need to set the file buffers from usually if I open a book, from where I'll be reading? From the starting of the page, from the top right top corner, from there I'll be reading, not from the bottom. So I need to set the file buffers from where I'll be reading. Similarly, if I am writing, from where I have to write. So these pointers or file buffers need to be set. That will be done with the help of the class file buffer. Similarly, there is another class by the name fstream base. What is the use of this? It facilitates a file operation. What operations you can perform? You can open a file, you can close a file. Not only that, this particular fstream it is a base class for the following three derived classes, that is fstream, ifstream and ofstream. So nothing but these three derived classes, they are inherited from fstream base class. Okay, so the properties of fstream is also available in these three derived classes. Next, followed by that, the next class is ifstream. What is ifstream? Input file stream. Nothing but what? We would like to read certain contents from the file. So we are moving certain data from the file to a particular program. So then we can make use of ifstream. So here the ifstream will help us to read data from the file, and it will perform the operation of input operation for a file, and it will exhibit certain functions, behavior. What functions? Using this stream, ifstream, we can make use of get function, we can make use of get line, read function, seek function, tellg function. Okay, these are the functions which you can make use of ifstream, and these functions are derived from, or they are inherited actually from iStream. Next, iStream is just input stream, if is input file stream, and ofstream, that is output file stream. What is output file stream used? It is used to output certain contents, nothing but write contents onto a file. Nothing but we are performing output operation onto a file. So this particular class, it supports the following functions: put function, write function, seek p, followed by tell p. So these functions are supported by OF stream. Okay, so here the in IF stream we will be using seek G, but here we will be using seek P. So that's the difference. Here also tell G, here tell P. Okay, that nothing but we are here in using OF stream, we will be outputting certain contents. That's what you use. Next, followed by that the F stream class. What is the use of this F stream class? In case if I want to perform simultaneous input and output operations, I have opened a file for what purpose? Both for writing as well as reading. Then I will be using the header file F stream. It inherits all the functions of I stream and O stream. Okay, so once again using I stream we have derived IF stream. Similarly using O stream we have derived OF stream. So nothing but we have inheriting all the properties of I stream and O stream classes through the IO stream. So these are the following classes which will be used to work with a file. Thank you.